this is a piece of cloth, an actual piece of cloth from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cloth. It's small, but this was given to me by Padmanabha Goswami. He's been worshipped in his family for about 120 years, something along that line. But his great-great-grandfather traveled with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur on a preaching mission to Bengal and Orissa. His great-grandfather was the Mahant, or the head of the temple, of Radharaman temple. And they visited, in Orissa, they visited Jagannath Puri and went to the Gambhira temple, the house of Kashi Mishra, where Mahaprabhu stayed during his final pastimes, famous Gambhira temple. And both Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati fell ill, so they requested the Mahant, the head of the Radharaman temple, who was a close friend, to give the lecture that day in the temple. And because these two illustrious personalities, Bhakti Vinod and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, were scheduled to speak, there was a huge audience. Of course, they didn't come, but the Mahant spoke, and he gave such an astounding lecture on pure devotional service that the head of the Gambhira temple requested, well, what can we give you? And we want to reciprocate with you. So he said, you can give me all the gold in the world, all the rubies, the diamonds, the emeralds, the pearls. It will not be as significant as what I'm requesting you. Just give me a small piece of Lord Chaitanya's cloth that you have in the room there. In the Gambhira room they have the sandals, original sandals of Lord Chaitanya. They have his water pot, and they have a cloth, a small piece of cloth which has been worshipped there for 500 years. So the Pujari said, we can't give you that. That's Gauranga's cloth. We can give that away. He said, well, you asked and I requested, but I understand. So a few days later, the traveling party, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and Padmanabha Goswami, the great-grandfather, they went further, I think, to Visakhapatnam. But that, the head of the Gambhira temple, the Pujari, had a change of heart. He actually had a dream. And in the dream, he was told to give that cloth to that personality. So he cut a piece like this from Mahaprabhu's cloth and traveled down to Visakhapatnam and gave it to that head Pujari from Radharaman temple in Vrindavan. And I saw that Radharaman Mahant, his diary, Padmanabha Goswami showed his diary, old, over 100 years old. And he was reading there, and he was writing how he received his cloth and how this and that, and how elated he was. He was remarking how Mahaprabhu gave his cloth to Maharaj Patraparudra, how he sent a piece later to Gopal Goswami, which is also worshipped in the temple there. So, but this is personally been worshipped in the family of Padmanabha Goswami. So I asked him. I had a car accident. I was in critical condition, and I don't remember asking, but devotees asked, what do you need? I said, give me some of the cloth of Gauranga Mahaprabhu from Padmanabha Goswami, because I knew the story. Actually, it was my son who I asked, who was in Vrindavan. He got the message. So he went down and asked Padmanabha Goswami for a little piece of Mahaprabhu's dhoti. And Padmanabha Goswami said, what? A piece of Mahaprabhu's? This has been worshipped in our family since the time of, Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He said, if your father survives, then you can come and ask me. So I was so badly injured, no one knew what happened, but I survived, and as soon as I got better, I went to Vrindavan, I knocked on the door of Radharaman, Padmanabha Goswami, and I said, he answered the door, he said, oh, you lived. Yeah, I lived. And I've come for my piece of dhoti of Mahaprabhu. So he made a promise, so he's a Brahmin. He said, you come tomorrow. Tomorrow is the disappearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So the next day I came, and he took the old frame, and it was in this old glass, and it had been, you could see it was put in that frame such a long time ago, and he creaked it opened it up, and you could see the cloth was just like ready to disintegrate, because it's 500 years old. So he took some scissors, he cut a piece, and I put it in here. So I You see on my altar, I don't have a picture of Gaura Nitai, which generally in ISKCON we have our parampara way of worship, and we have Prabhupada, the succession, Gaura Nitai, the Goswamis, but that I consider this as, and it is, non-different than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tadiya means that which is the paraphernalia of the Lord. So, as Maharaj Parudra took that cloth, as Mahaprabhu is non-different than the Lord himself, I also worship this cloth as non-different than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I have this famous shalagram and Mahaprabhu's dhoti and a picture of Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.